Hello everyone, welcome. Norma Woodcock speaking to you from Perth in Western Australia. I'd like to speak into the Feast of Pentecost, Year A, and the theme, You Have the Power. In John's Gospel, the disciples were meeting behind closed doors for fear of the Jews, and Jesus came and stood among them. Peace be with you, he said. In Acts 1:8, Jesus, when promising the disciples the Holy Spirit, said, "You will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you." So power, what is this about? Empowerment is a real buzzword today. And that means to give ability to or enable someone to do something. It is a gradual process and it does lead to peace. You know, God has empowered me to do many things in my life, things I never dreamt that I could do. He's empowered me to help some people along the journey and help me to see perhaps the hurting hearts of the people he presented to me and maybe bring some solace and some healing. He's helped me to overcome many fears in my own life, and fears that were quite crippling because of the very, very difficult childhood that I had. But you know, the big thing that I want to share today is that I think I'm speaking to a lot of people today. I had a lot of tension. It was like I had this constant feeling of tension, this stress that was there within me. And it's taken me a long time to trust Jesus at the deep emotional level, because my body was abused, yes, but my emotions, my mind, the scars are really quite deep. So to trust Jesus at that emotional level, knowing that he empowered me to walk towards him and to gradually enter into his peace, meant I had to trust him more day by day. And like so many of us, we trusted so many other things. We trust in success, and we trust in affirmations, and we trust in everything out there and expect that to give us the peace, but it actually can't. Nothing out there can give us peace. Peace only comes from being empowered by the Spirit within us to trust in Jesus completely and enter into his peace. You know, I'm almost embarrassed to share this, but I know that there'll be a lot of smiles, particularly from the women. Many, many years ago, when we were very, very broke, a lady who had a bit of money, and she was a friend of the family's, and she said to me, "Come on, let's go shopping." And she took me shopping and she bought me a pretty top. And something started within me in that moment that I have eventually had to face with Jesus. They say that in certain instances, dopamine is released in our brain, and that's the pleasure chemical. Well, I know when I had that little top that there was a definite dopamine pleasure principle happening in me, just a little burst of dopamine chemical in the brain. And so what I discovered as I journeyed forward, I mean, there's nothing wrong with affirmation, there's nothing wrong with success, and there's nothing wrong with shopping. But what we have to look at is our motives underneath. And I began to notice that whenever I was tense, I needed to go and get that bit of dopamine, but it never lasted. You know, I can remember recording here as I am today and thinking, I just got to go to my favourite shop. And, you know, as the years passed, and then I began to discover a great truth that Jesus was teaching me. Peace only comes from him. Dopamine is momentary. It doesn't last. And so what we have to do, all of us, is to know that he gives us the power to come to him and trust him completely and allow him to be our peace. So now I still love to shop. I still love to have people say that they enjoy my work. I still enjoy success. But more than anything, when I feel tense, when I look at him, when I call upon his name, there is released within me a peace that is far greater than any dopamine. I think I'm talking to a lot of people today, and I'm not talking to just shopping addicts. I'm talking to drug addicts. I'm talking to alcoholics. I'm talking to people who try to take their peace and their power in so many different ways. Won't work. You have to come to Jesus on your knees and say, "Be my peace. You are my peace." May God bless you this coming week, and I look forward to meeting you again next week. Thank you.